guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wild Survival, and as you can no doubt tell, this is part one of a small series that I'm going to do down in my basement because, you know, COVID, and here we are basically under house arrest. I've been, for all intents and purposes, close to being under house arrest for almost a year. Didn't commit a crime, stuck here, so it's starting to show too. I gotta get my butt out and get some exercise. That being said, the very first point that I want to make about building your bug out bag. Don't build a bug out bag. Now, before you click the video off, hear me out. I know a lot of you right now are sitting there saying, you know, what's this guy talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's an idiot. Maybe, but not because of this mindset. I'm saying don't build a bug out bag because what you should do is build a camping pack or a bush bag or whatever you want to call it. Something that you are going to use at least 3 to 5 times a year. Maybe in the spring, a couple of times in the summer, maybe even once in the fall, and depending on your abilities, your skill set, your age range, how crazy you are, maybe even once or twice in the wintertime. Just get out there and practice. Use your equipment, practice your skills, improve not only your skill set and your abilities, but possibly your equipment as you go along. Because you never know. Some piece of equipment that you buy might not actually be up to the standard that you need it to be, or possibly maybe you went out and bought something that's fairly expensive and fairly decent, but for one reason or another it's a defective item. You're not going to know that until you actually take it out of the package, get out and use it. And if you buy a defective item and you throw it in a bag and then you throw it in your basement, your closet, the trunk of your car, wherever it is you keep it, and don't think about it for the longest time, you're not going to be able to return it because it's been too long and that time frame has expired. So build a camping pack. Build yourself a bush bag. And then get out and have fun with it and learn and develop. The next point. You have to sit down and take a measure of your own skills. You have to honestly assess your skills and figure out from there more or less what you need in your bug out bag, camp pack, bush pack, whatever, and what you can leave out, what you can do without. What things are you proficient in using? There's no point in having a ferro rod or a compass in your camp pack if you have absolutely no idea how to use a ferro rod or a compass. Because if you're going to get out there and then try to learn how to use that on the fly with no real idea or instruction, chances are you're going to fail and you're probably going to have a bad time. That being said, you should have at least some rudimentary skills in the use of a compass, and you should be able to start a fire with a ferro rod. I mean, that is just sort of, you know, from the go. You should start to develop those skills. And that's partially why I say get out there and learn and develop and, you know, do these things. So, what things are you absolutely going to have? Can you light a fire with just a Bic lighter or a couple of matches or whatever kind of thing? Or do you need to actually have something to assist in fire starting, like those Coghlan fire sticks or Vaseline soaked cotton balls or whatever? Okay? You have to honestly assess yourself as to what it is you can do and what it is you can't do, and then be honest with yourself when you're putting your stuff together so that you can get these things done with minimum expenditure of effort and or calories. Next point. Shop around, figure out a price point that you're comfortable with. And while you're shopping around and checking things out and doing your research, check out some of the smaller channels. And I'm not just saying that so that I get more views. I mean, that'd be fine, but that's not why I'm saying it. What I'm saying is that larger channels often have sponsors, and they are endorsing these products because they are being paid to do so. So if there's a problem with any of those products, they're not really going to tell you necessarily that there is this problem with this product, because that would get their sponsorship wiped out and they're not going to get paid. So when you are trying to figure out what it is that you want to put in and what you can afford, and you kind of try to get the best bang for your buck, that's really the kind of the best way to do it. You don't have to just buy everything all at once. Figure out, okay, I have this much money this month, I'm going to buy something, and I want sort of the best price and the best quality, that I can afford. So I'm going to check out a bunch of channels, and then I'm going to buy this product from insert web address or store here. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to steal anybody's thunder at all. Some of the bigger channels, well, probably all of the bigger channels, do have a lot to offer. That's why they're bigger channels. If they were just, totally full of crap and not really adding anything to the community at all, they wouldn't be bigger channels, would they? So, I mean, definitely, by all means, watch their stuff, check them out, learn whatever it is they're teaching you. But when they tell you this product is the product that you absolutely have to have for 2021, I would take that with a grain of salt, and I would check out other smaller channels that aren't being paid to push these products onto people. Also, avoid gimmicks. Check out your larger YouTube channels. Check out your smaller YouTube channels. Check out things that are trending on, say, Amazon or, I don't know, Wish or whatever, and do a little bit of research. But honestly, to save you some time, avoid the gimmicks. Okay? If it's got some dude's name on it, you probably want to avoid that. If it has a brand name, that's not necessarily all that big a deal. But if it has an actual person's name attached to it, generally that's a gimmick item that is just more or less low quality for the most part. As you navigate your way through the YouTube channels and the various, kind of things, you'll come to learn that certain names mean certain levels of quality. And you'll know from there, more or less, what to avoid and what to look further into from there. But to save you a little bit of time, a lot of these gimmicky items will have generally a person's name attached to it that, it's probably not really going to be worth your time to even bother. So, I mean, that's, for this video at least, I think that's more or less all the points that I really wanted to make about building your bug out bag. The mindset that you want to be in, taking an honest measure of your own capabilities, figure out what you can afford to spend, and sort of put it together. Choose your gear wisely. That's more or less the long and short of it. You don't necessarily want to waste money on gear that is going to be ineffective or wear out very quickly and become a complete waste. But if you can make do with, say a $20 item instead of an $80 item, well, I mean, that's, the $80 item is probably going to do you better, longer, kind of than the $20 item. But $20 item could be just fine, which leaves you like $60 to get another item or two that allows you to get your stuff together fairly quickly. So choose your gear wisely And always remember that you're probably going to want to upgrade at some point if you're using it as I suggested, but it's not necessarily going to be a complete loss either, because you can always hand it down. You could hand it off to your significant other, your children, friends. A lot of my stuff I've given to my nephew. I mean, you know, if you buy an item that you replace later, you know, you don't have to just throw it in a crate in your basement like the stuff I have back here. You could pass it off to somebody who can use it, and that will actually be more enjoyable for you, because if you've got your camp pack and then you help a buddy out getting started with his camp pack, and then you go out camping, practicing, developing your skills, you've got a buddy to go out and do this stuff with, which is always more enjoyable than just doing it alone. So, you know, there is a bonus there as well. So that's about it. That's everything that I needed to impart onto you, my awesome viewers, for this video. I hope you guys stay safe in these crazy COVID times. I hope you're all happy and healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.